everybody, welcome back to the second part of our curriculum conversation. Let's see. Boy, it's such a big topic. So, when you're looking to buy your curriculum, there are some things to keep an eye out for. When you're looking at reviews and doing your searches, keep an eye out for how easy they are to use. Is it super complicated? Maybe you like super complicated, and that's great. Or is it easier to use and you need something easier to use? If you're new at this, I would maybe recommend going with something that is just easier to use, that has less prep time and requires less of you as an educator. Again, that prep time, it can really be overwhelming if you are if you're already devoting so much time to trying to educate your child, trying to shift your whole world paradigm in order to make your home a homeschool now. Spending hours and hours prepping can really burn you out fast if you're not careful. Unless it's something that just really feeds your soul and you just really love it, maybe try to go for things that have less prep time involved with them. Also, be on the lookout for what kind of teacher helps are available. Sometimes the teacher manuals are wonderful. They will literally give you a script and they will say this, and then you go from there. Sometimes they can be a little bit restrictive and feel a little bit artificial. There have been many times where I have just sort of paraphrased for my children, because when I've tried to just read it straight up, they just kind of look at me like, we know you're faking this. So in order to be more authentic with my kids, I oftentimes just sort of paraphrase whatever teacher helps are available there. Yeah. And again, looking back to the episode on style choices and stuff, just try to make sure that if you can get a little sample online, a lot of times Amazon will give you a peek inside option. If you can kind of take a peek at some of those, at least the table of contents and maybe just a couple of pages, does it look relatable to you or does it look like a foreign landscape? I've done that several times where I've looked at something and been on the verge of buying it. It's got great reviews and I'm just ready to purchase it, and then I kind of catch a little glimpse of the inside of it and I go, I just can't even make heads or tails of this, and I don't have the time or the gumption to sit down and figure all that out. So I'll usually pass that stuff by. Also, are there fun activities involved with it, and is that important to you? In my family, I'll be honest, every year I'm like, yeah, we're going to find these fun activities to do and, correlate them to what we're learning. And that usually lasts about 3 weeks. And then we just kind of want to get through our day so we can go live our lives. I have always wanted to be a more holistic homeschooler where everything is about learning and we can bring it right back to, I always thought I'd be that unit study mom that just made everything about what we were learning. And honestly, it's just that hasn't happened for us so much. We kind of like to encapsulate our day, get it done. And I feel like that gives us room to learn more later, but I don't necessarily have to bring it back to the salient subject at hand. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of organic for us. Also, a lot of times you can find curriculum that has pre-done lessons and lesson plans, and they'll just you can print off the kind of the syllabus for it and just run with it, and they will tell you exactly what pages need to be read with this, that, and the other, and what everything that needs to be done. Those can be wonderful. Yeah. Again, if you're looking at buying used curriculum or a combination of used and new, just be aware that I've run into problems with editions of things. So, for an example, biology textbook a few years back. I had one and needed another for another one of my students of the same, so we were just going to reuse the same curriculum over again. And the problem was, I didn't realize this until too late in the game, that the edition was different, just slightly different from this one to this one, and we couldn't read together. Some of the questions were different, or they were arranged differently in the book. And then when that came to the worksheets that came with this book, it messed everything up. And so this year I'm savvier, and I'm making sure that when I, the whole science textbook that I was talking about in the last episode, I made sure that the edition that I ordered new was the same as the edition that I ordered used, so that we don't have any problems with the worksheets and all the attendant material that comes with that. and they can work between our kids. So yeah. I think I'm going to go ahead and do one more episode on curriculum choices, just so I can kind of give everybody a little bit of a rundown of specifics, because I know it's frustrating to not have something you can kind of chew on. So I'll throw down some just kind of what I'm using this year, what I've used in the past, what's worked through kind of all my different grade levels from pre-kindergarten all the way up to 10th. So yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. Have a great day.